Hello, I am Alok. So today in this video, I will discuss about HTML semantic elements. So first things, why HTML semantic elements needed? Before the HTML5, whatever the scripting language they use of the HTML, so in that ones they use the multiple the div elements, and under that elements only they use to provide the header information, footer informations, even for the side menu informations, even for the figure information also. So all of these things they adjusted with the help of the div elements. So what happened in that case is the multiple in the complex websites in the one web page, the multiple times they use the div elements. So in that case, managing that web page, otherwise modification of that page, it was a little bit hard and confusing for the developers. Okay, so for that purpose, in the HTML semantic elements, at the place of the division, multiple options are there, and with the help of that elements only in the HTML5 semantic elements, they reduce the complexity of the modification and some other parts of the work. Okay, so you see in this again the very simple example is there. So right side again the part what the label is there, 1 2 3 4 5 6, that all are the HTML5 semantic elements. So first is header, then again the H group is there, nav elements, section, article, then coming to the here again the figure caption, a sides and footer. So these are the more popular HTML semantic elements. Now you can see in these parts where they mention in the XHTML, they use the multiple times of the div. Okay, so adjusting the header again they use the one division, adjusting the the navigation bar again they use the one more division, adjusting the all of the some contents again the left navigation, right navigation kind of the things, then again use the one more division. So you see in this example here they use the multiple times of the division. Okay, this is a very small example. So in that way, suppose that you have a big page and there again they are using the multiple division, so it is little bit hard to the modify. At the place of that one, if you are writing in that way in the HTML5 semantic elements, then again the modification and some other task is easy. So due to that reason only HTML5 semantic element needed for the current websites. So we'll see one by one for the HTML5 semantic elements. So in that one, first thing is the popular is the header and the footer. So what you can do with the help of the header and the footer, generally in the header contains the website logo. Even for the title also you can adjust in the headers under the header, and then you can put the navigations links, horizontal navigations links under the headers. Okay, and might be somewhere 1 and 2 again the horizontal banners, yes, some kind of the login button, even for the site map and some other details we can put under the headers. The typical footer contains the main the footer contains a small text version of the navigations, whatever the menu if you are giving in the top, some web page you can see same kind of the menu is available in the bottom also. Copyright notices is also available under the footers, and information about the site privacy policy, some kind of the websites where you are doing for the online payment you have to put for the privacy policy of your data, by some other contents also you have to put the privacy policy, then only we can use the online payment gateway in your websites. And somewhere you can add some social site links also in the footer, either the Twitter, Facebook, whatever the social sites if you want. Okay, so that we can add Instagram also, any the social media links we can put under the footer. So generally in the typical we have to add such kind of the information under the footer section of the HTML5. So you see here the both one of the very simple examples here how you can use this one HTML5 header and the footers. So header and the footer elements can be used not only for a page. Okay, they can also be used for the header and the footer elements within other HTML5 containers such as article or sections. So don't you think you only header and the footer you can only put in the page, nothing like that one. Even you have some other again the HTML5 containers like article and the section, there also you can add the header. So you see here in these examples what happened. First we already use the header like a typical information, you can display the fundamentals of the web development as a title, and then you can display in the logo. But the next part of the header, that is again after the article only. Okay, there also you can use. So don't keep in your mind only we can use the single header and the single footer, nothing like that. So any other HTML5 containers also we can add the header and footer. Another thing is there, H group. So H group elements can be used to group related heading together within a one containers. Means suppose that you are writing the two heading and that heading is related with each others. Okay, take example for here again, chapter 2 HTML1, and then you are writing the introductions. So both should be again the little bit bold now. So that comes under the H group, and that you can write inside the header. Okay, so here again it is not mandatory, H group you can write inside the header, even you can write the H group inside the article section also. Got it? So freedom is there. So but you can keep in your mind H group elements can be used to group related heading together within a one container. Okay, now this is again the one of the more important element, that is called the navigations. So navigation, why the navigation is the element? Any web page linking is important. Okay, so that link purpose you have a options only the navigation, that is called the nav elements. So nav elements represent a section of the page that contains links to the other page or other parts within the same page. Means you can add to the any other page, even for the same page also you can link to the another division, another again the section of the HTML5. Got it? So this is the nav elements, and nav elements you can use for the again the like a block, other by global, and the same some kind of the thing that we can discuss in the next in the slides. Got it? So here you see in the very simple example, header section is there, image, then again the heading is there. After that they are adjusting the menu, so they use the name, and again below that one, then listing purpose you have a option only for the unordered list only. Okay, so UL, and then again the li, again the hyperlink you can add, ahref, give the page to the linking to the another again the page, and then you can display the name, whatever the home, about, and the browsers. So this is only very simple example. Detail again I will discuss in the next part. Okay, so this is the nav. So you keep in your mind, nav means the only linking for the another page, otherwise inside the page to link to the another section also it is possible. Next thing is the articles and the sections. So article elements represent a section of content that forms an independent part of document or the sites. For example, a magazine or newspaper article or a blog entry. Clear? So article means some sections kind of the things you can again which is the independent of the documents. Again that is not required. One article one places, another article another places. So that we have to write with the help of the article. And the section elements represent a section of the document. Generally it is writing the title or the heading only. Okay, section. So according to the W3C, section is a much broader element, while the article element is used for the block of the contents that could potential by the read or consumed independently of the other content on the page. If you are talking about the difference between the section and article, so section we can apply anywhere in the page, not a problem. But article, something thing which is not related with any other part of the documents, that things we can keep inside the articles. One more very important, section and the division. So what the difference between the section and division? Actually what happened, section element is not a generic container element, and HTML already has a div element for that use purpose. Generic container purpose already we have a div elements. So what we can do, when an element is needed only for the styling purpose or a convenience for the scripting, it makes sense to use the div elements. Means here whenever you want to apply the any kind of the what is called style sheets, otherwise a scripting one, then you can go for the div. right? Div elements. Another way to help you decide whether not to use the section element is to ask yourself if it is appropriate for the element's content to be listed explicitly in the document outline. Okay, so then use a section, otherwise use a division. So simple sentence I can say in this way: whenever you want any kind of the CSS and other things, CSS you can use along with the section also, right? But there's some extra CSS properties if you want, that only it is good with the help of the division, not with the help of the sections. Okay, so you have a more feasibility, otherwise freedom with regarding the CSS with the div element.